We're learning more about flood recovery efforts in Cherokee County. Federal rules say Cherokee cannot even replace a picnic table without government approval. And that's just the beginning of the red tape from FEMA. Now, one project has had a major setback. KTV's Taylor Deckert was at tonight's City Council meeting. She was just live in studio with more from tonight's meeting. Taylor.
Jessica, there were two big agenda items tonight, but the biggest update was a project to relocate the city's wastewater treatment plant being set back at least a year. Last week, city officials, including Mayor Tony Puffett, went over current FEMA projects. There's 18 such projects going on right now in Cherokee. For the last year, Cherokee has been working on the idea to relocate this wastewater plant based on guidance from FEMA. But the next level of leadership at FEMA said in order to do a relocation project, you have to meet 3 different pieces of criteria, and they don't meet one of them, which is repetitive damage. This was the first time the plant has been damaged, throwing a wrench in the plans, scrapping an entire year's worth of work.
We're still shell-shocked trying to figure out, okay, now we've got to go back and revise our estimates on getting the location where it's at now back to the condition it was the day before the flood, and then figuring out what mitigation efforts that we can actually apply to that, seeing what that money looks like, and then moving ourselves forward.
Another discussion point was the yacht club building located at Spring Lake Park. It was damaged and remains untouched after the flood, as the city needs to decide if they want to move it or rebuild it. The mayor says he wants to move the facility using the money from FEMA and then fundraising the difference, moving it up to the upper section of the park. He says ultimately that project will also be a continued discussion.
Our community really wants their yacht club back. It was a very active facility. By moving it, we eliminate the long-term flood insurance, which as of today's price would be $12,000 a year. That would never go away. I would much prefer to get it completely out of the floodplain and then just have to deal with hazard insurance, which we already have.
But there was an action tonight to move the Spring Lake project's lower campground forward. There were 3 proposals received by the city to repair this campsite. The council voted tonight to go with ISG Engineering of Storm Lake's proposal, mostly based on their proposed timeline. They estimate they would be able to start construction as early as September, and the council wants to get those repairs as soon as possible so they don't miss another summer season. Again, there was no action on the wastewater treatment plant and the yacht club. These were just discussions and updates. I'll have more details from tonight's discussion on KTIV.com. Jessica.
All right, Taylor, thanks for the update. Now, another moving piece of the rebuilding infrastructure puzzle, it's actually moving forward. Funds for the beach lift station have been obligated by FEMA. The Cherokee City Administrator says the contracts are out. That project is expected to start this fall.